Hello paper crafters, it's Olga. Today I'm going to show you more ways of using your tag dies. The tag builder die set that I'm using is meant to create elegant tags, but today I'm going to create a nautical project, and I'm also going to make wall pocket organizers. Those pocket organizers are great for small things like bookmarks, receipts, stickers, small notes, photos, and scrapbook embellishments. So let's get started and see how it's all done. To create a nautical tag, I'm using the two outline tag dies from Tag Builder die set. I'm taping them onto a piece of white cardstock. I'm using Neenah cardstock here. And then I'm going to send them through the die cutting machine to create a frame. Now when I have the frame die cut, I'm also going to create other layers since it's a layered project. I have used the largest die again to create a plain white background. I'm also using this die from Card Builder panel die set to cut out that piece out of navy blue cardstock. And now I'm gonna go ahead and emboss the frame using the Woodgrain embossing folder. By the way, I spritzed the die cut with the water slightly. This way the cardstock becomes more pliable. To trim the blue background piece, I'm placing both tag frames onto it to make sure it's centered. Then I'm taping down only the larger outline and I'm setting aside the small one. Then I'm sending it all through the die cut machine. Next I'm using some liquid adhesive to stick down the blue piece on top of the plain white one. This glue is Tombow monoliquid glue. As always, the tools and supplies I'm using are listed on my blog as well as in the description box below. Next I'm going to attach the embossed frame on top of the tag, but because I did all that embossing, it became just a tiny bit smaller and you can see a hair of blue at the sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my trimmer to trim off the tiny strip of paper from both sides of the background tag. This way the blue will not show from behind the frame. Now I have applied some foam tape at the wrong side of the frame and I'm sticking it down onto the tag. The base for the tag is nearly ready. I just have to punch a hole at the top. So I marked the center of the tag and now I'm using the punch to create a hole. Then I'm going to set up an eyelet. I'm using the bronze colored one, but of course white, gold or red will do just as fine. I just decided to go with a bunch of bronze colored embellishments this time. The next step will be adding a sentiment. I have a piece of scrap red cardstock here and I'm going to use the Vertical Tag Builder die and stamp set to make my sentiment. I'm stamping Happy Birthday onto that piece of cardstock and using some bronze embossing powder to match my embellishments. I'm heat setting the powder now and then I'm going to use a die from the same set to die cut that sentiment. I'm only going to need the smaller inside die. I'm going to attach that sentiment at the right side of my tag because I'm going for a non-symmetrical type of look. And to give that sentiment panel more dimension, I'm going to use the double-sided foam tape. By the way, these projects were published in Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine, issue 191, and I'll put a link down below in case you want to check it out. Now it's time to add some embellishments. The first thing I'm going to do is to add some hemp twine. I'm hiding one end behind the frame, then I'm putting some dots of adhesive and attaching the twine to the background. When it's attached, I'm twisting it the way I want to and securing it with another dot of glue. When I'm coming to the end, I'm hiding the other end of the twine behind the frame again. I'm also going to add a piece of this twine to the top of the tag, so I'm folding it in half, pushing it through the hole, and I'm also adding an anchor charm to it. Then I'm tying it up at the top. You can totally stop at this point, but I have decided to add some more bronze embellishments at the bottom of the tag. If you don't have metal embellishments, you can totally use the wooden ones, and I also think that the small real seashells would look stunning. So that finishes the first project for today. After having a closer look at it, let's move on to the next project, which is the wall pocket organizers. To make a project number 2, I'm going to use Neenah Desert Storm cardstock as a base. I'm going to use the largest die again from the Tag Builder die set, and this time I'm also adding the hole positioner die. I'm holding both dies together with a piece of washi tape, and then I'm sanding it all through the die cutting machine. To create that wall pocket, you are going to need 3 die cuts. The first one is going to be this tag shape. The second one is identical tag shape, but I just used different color cardstock. You can use the same, by the way. The third element is this pocket die cut. The die is from Window and Pocket die set. Since I'm going to create an old wooden look, I'm going all around the edges with the brown ink. I'm using Memento ink because it's permanent, and there is the reason, because I want to use the permanent ink, which I will explain to you a little bit later. I'll be using a Woodgrain embossing folder to give some texture to the die cuts, and I'm spritzing the die cuts with water on both sides to make it more pliable. Then I'm placing it into the folder and sending it through the machine. If I used water-soluble ink, the water should leave some splotches, and this is just not the effect that I'm going for this time. Then I'm also going to emboss the pocket die cut. You could place it entirely into the folder, but I have decided to leave a couple of flaps unembossed. I thought they would stick down better this way, but in fact it doesn't really matter. The die also creates double crease lines, and now I'm using the bone folder to fold along those lines, and this is going to create a dimensional pocket shape, as you can see here. By the way, you can make this pocket flat or dimensional by using 1 or 2 folds. Since I'm going to use it for storage, I'm making it dimensional. I'm applying some tape adhesive only onto the tabs, and I'm going to stick them down onto the brown pocket shape. Then I'm planning to stick down the embossed tag, placing it inside the pocket, and this way the flaps are going to be hidden, and it's also going to make the entire piece a bit sturdier. Now this piece has really a lot of texture, as if it's made of wood. Again, you can totally leave it as it is, it's ready to use, but I have decided to add this curved banner since it coordinates with the pocket die. Those banners are also going to allow me to do some labeling. Here you could see me trying the white gel pen, but it didn't really stand out, so I switched to the brown color. The pen I'm using is my favorite one. It's a parallel pen by Pilot, and I filled it with walnut stain distress stain. Distress stains work great as inks for fountain pens. I'm placing it right against the edge of the pocket, and you can see they are the same shape. Then I thought I would add even more embellishments, and now I'm using the flower, which is also the part of Tag Builder die set. I'm attaching the leaves, the flower, as well as the flower center using the hot glue. I'm also adding a swirl from Leaf and Blossom die set. I'm simply tucking it behind the leaves, sticking it down with the liquid glue, and then I can call this project done. You can attach this bookmark holder to the wall or to the pinboard using a simple push pin. I have also created 2 more organizers for stickers and ephemera. They are the same, I just used other embellishments instead of flowers. So these are the projects for today. I hope I have given you more inspiration on what you can do with tag dies and how you can use Tag Builder die set. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye bye!